I wanted to take a few minutes just to share the story and kind of what we're dealing with here with the water issue, and then also show you some of the precautionary safety measures that we're putting in place to ensure that our kids are able to be at school in a sanitized environment. So, long story short, we've been dealing with this water issue for a little over a week, and this is really not anything on the school district campus, not a school district's property. All the issues that we're dealing with are related to Reed Spring, the town of Reed Spring. And so we have Jason Reinsch, our Director of Facilities, Maintenance and Custodians, has been the direct lead on this project. He's worked hours and hours trying to bring together multiple resources to support this and the efforts that have gone into this. A lot of that has been supported by Branson West. Steve Dalton, I'll give you a shout out. You and your crew have been amazing. You have spent hours here, as you know, freezing and just doing everything you can to try to get our water back on. We've had Flat Creek out here serving us and working hard, going above and beyond to ensure that we're doing this. So it's a little bit of a cat and mouse game. The problem with Reed Spring is that they don't have really diagrams or infrastructure diagrams of any of these lines under here. So it's really a guessing game as our team, who's unfamiliar with where all these pipes are laid and where all these valves are, they're trying to using equipment, using experience, trying to identify where lines are at and trying to listen and find out where these leaks are going on. So you first initially saw a leak over off of the 413 off the highway up here. We dug down, we fixed and repaired that leak. We thought we had it resolved. That just created a bigger issue. That morning, we recognized that there was further leaks. So we began working and tracing up this line, which impacted obviously our dismissal time last Friday. We weren't able to get in and out. We had to go to single lane because we dug another hole. Once we got into that hole, we recognized that the leak was not there. We thought it was up at the fire hydrant, which again, the fire hydrant behind the intermediate school, which is Reed Spring, the city of Reed Spring property. That ended up not being the solution. So our plan now is we want to bypass the entire line that we know is a problem. So we have Flat Creek out here. Jason Reinsch and our crew are trying to identify here in Echo Valley, in the neighborhood here, where the shutoff valves are so that we can shut this portion of the water down, tap our line into the main of Echo Valley, and then get us back up and operating. So many of you dealt with water being shut down last night. That's what our crews were trying to do. They're trying to identify where this line was and to get down into it. We obviously turned the water back on. The city of Reed Spring turned the water back on. So you had water last night. There will be a period of time, a couple hour windows, where water will be impacted again. Whenever Flat Creek and our crew can identify the shutoff valve, we'll tap into this line, and this will, in theory, give the school district, those two buildings, intermediate and primary school, water again, and we'll be back to normal. We're being told this is about a 2 to 3 hour process for this to happen. So again, we're here in the primary school, and we've taken several precautions here in this building and in the intermediate school to ensure that our kids are safe. For example, we have here the hand washing stations that were brought in. We have 3 of these in each building outside of each restroom. Teachers are helping kids get up there. The water that's used in these hand washing stations are fresh potable water, so that's water that's brought in from the outside. So this is a really good measure. We have hand sanitizing station also throughout the hallway so that kids, once they're done washing their hands with clean water, they're able to hand sanitize their hands. We have brought in bottled water for fresh drinking, which we did last week. We're really thankful for the Convoy of Hope, who donated several pallets of water to get us through this time. Kitchen staff, they're also taking measures as we continue to collaborate with the health department. All the food that's being used, all the plates and things that are being served on are disposable plates, disposable silverware, plasticware, so that we don't have to so that we can minimize the amount of cleaning that's going on. Any pans or anything that has to be washed, we're actually shipping over to the elementary school where we have clean, fresh water, and they're getting cleaned in those washers there and then brought back for use here. So we're taking a lot of precautions just to ensure safety. We have multiple hands on deck, additional custodial staff today. If you come around campus and you see those guys working, please give them a shout out. They're obviously in cold temperatures, but they're using water, filling up big water tanks and then 5-gallon water buckets and taking them to the restrooms and emptying those. The decision for us to whether or not we're going to have school or not is always a really tough decision. We know there's going to be a variety of opinions out there. What we kind of use as our measure is, can we operate school in a safe manner? So one of the big steps that we took is we collaborated with the health department to ensure that all the measures that we're implementing across campus or in these 2 buildings during this time period that they approve of, as well as working with our nursing staff. And so once we really felt like we had a good plan in place, good measures, and the health department really feels like, hey, we're doing a good approach, we felt like we could have school. We recognize that many of our kids, for them, this is where they get their meal here at school. This is where they are safe. This is where they experience the most cleanliness. And so we feel like bringing them back here on campus was the right decision to not disrupt their learning. Additionally, we have 4 other buildings that are fully operational. And so to cancel school broadly and say all kids need to stay home because of 2 buildings just didn't make sense, especially since we felt like from a safety and health standpoint, we were really able to operate well. Is it a little bit more challenging, a little bit more time consuming for teachers to walk every kid through the hand station? Yes, it is. But at the end of the day, we feel like our kids are really great, have a great opportunity here to continue learning in a very safe manner. Please understand that as a district, we're doing everything we can to take precautions. The city of Reed Spring doesn't even have the financial means to be able to cover the expense of this. So as a district, we're taking on the bill and working towards doing everything we can from a financial standpoint, from a manpower standpoint, to make sure that this works. Because outside of us and Branson West, there's really no other resource available to tackle this project. We have brought in some experts from outside the area that are helping in this as well. So we're just going to continue working hard, and hopefully we can find a resolution as soon as possible.